Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Amy. And if you're new, welcome to. Yeah, glass has got a little reflection, but we'll try to keep your head down. No. Uh, let's see. Oh, so I'm gonna. No, it's the TV. I mean, it's the computer. See. Oh, nope. Okay, we'll try that. Eh, I don't know. Can you hear me? Okay, we got a new mic for our video finally. This little handy dandy one. It changes colors. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Yeah. So we'll see if this works out. I don't know what happened to my computer mic, but yeah. So we're gonna talk really close. No, we're not. Um anyway, welcome back. It is actually I'm recording this on a Monday. This is for Book Talk Tuesday. Welcome back. And we're here. So let's do the weather update. There's a lot going on. There's a fire still north of us a little bit, which yesterday the air quality was really bad. You could smell the smoke, but we had a little breeze come in this morning and it seemed to kind of whisk it away for a little bit. But the fire that's going on that's north east is the Park Fire. That's pretty bad. It was started by arson, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that. They did catch the guy. He's he's due to do arraignment today in jail. But anyway, you can Google it. Park Fire, Butte County. I think it's in Tehama County, Northern California. But boy, that fire, that's just the one we just have close to Oroville. That took a few days. This one, I think yesterday was only at 12% containment, and that was just at yesterday because before that it was zero. And it's over 300,000 acres, I believe. Um, let's see. I think that was Sunday's um estimate. Let's see here. 12%, 4 days ago. 368,000 plus acres in 4 counties: Butte, Plumas, Shasta, and Tehama. It's a big one. Um, yeah, we're hoping all those people are safe. I think there's over, I forget, I thought there was over 300 structures burned, evacuations. Yeah, it's a terrible one. Plus there's, I think they said there was a dozen fires going on in California currently, so all over. But that's a big one. Anyway, that's the fire update. The weather is going to be, yesterday was nice, Saturday was really nice. Um, Today it says it's going to be 94. I think yesterday was 89 or 90. The day before was about 88. So we're going to start going up slowly again to 96, 100, 104, then down to 99 on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, it looks like we're going back up past the 100s, which would be 105 and 107 for Sunday. Uh, yeah, I'm about done with this. I keep saying that every time. I'm done. I want fall. I'm getting ready to decorate for fall, by the way. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Um, just to get my mood off of the heat. Um, Cats outside are surviving. They're enjoying the cool weather. They're doing good. Everybody's doing good here. Like I said, the wind kind of blew out that smoke from yesterday. Seemed really bad. I'm sensitive to smoke. I can smell it a mile away. Um, yeah. But today's air outside here seemed really good. But anywho, um, that's your weather update for, well, today's Monday, July 29th. And yeah, this is for Tuesdays. So we're doing this on a Monday today because I was having problems. Also, uploading my videos was taking a super long time. Like couple hours. I didn't understand. Well, I needed to unload some stuff from my computer, put it on my backup. I think it was the videos that I've been doing. I don't put it on my external backup every time, but I wait a little. So I did that. So the last video it went up, it was only 10 minutes, the one from Thursday, but it didn't take that long. So I'm hoping I can get back to my regular upload speed. Enough about that. We're here about Book Talk Tuesday. And today, for Book Talk Tuesday, I decided that maybe it would be fun to look at a few books that I have on my all-time faves list, or slash books I think you should read before you die, or maybe I shouldn't put it that way. Maybe I say books you should read in your lifetime. That sounds more positive. Um, just books you should read. I enjoyed, and I thought they're like I said, on my all-time faves list. I think every now and then, if I get a little stack of books, I might do a video like this for the books um, that have been um, just some of my all-time faves. Like I said, they're just very. I think the humanness of the story is what makes them good, and it makes you feel. Sometimes you want to cry, sometimes you laugh, sometimes you just, you know, you don't know what to say. But I'll start with the first one here is this book. I've seen also there's a YouTube video. So you can go on and Google and see the YouTube video was just as powerful as reading the book. I mean, to see the guy in person was just amazing. It's The Last Lecture by Randy, I think it's Posh. He was a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and he did a last lecture. He was retiring because he had cancer and he was dying. So, in general, and theory, I think college professors, I think that they're retiring. The the name of the last lecture goes along with they're giving their last lecture. Well, in a sense, he was giving his last lecture and for his students because he had cancer and he was dying. But this is the book. This is a little hardback I got. I've read this, I know, at least once, maybe a couple of times. This is a very touching story about his life, and he had a wife and three kids. I think he had brain cancer. I'm not sure, but yeah, I watched the video on YouTube, and that was just, I mean, I was sobbing. It was sad. I cried reading this book too. It's just a little book, but it sure packs a punch. Um, it just goes over his, you know, life from teaching and different things, but I'll read you the little uh, thing here. And it's a co-writer with Jeffrey Zaslow, I think. But a lot of professors give talks titled The Last Lecture. Professors are asked to consider their demise and to ruminate on what matters most to them. And while they speak, can't help but mull the same question. What wisdom would we impart to the world if we knew it was our last chance? If we had to vanish tomorrow, what would we want our legacy? What would we want as our legacy? When Randy Posh, I'm going to pronounce it Posh, a computer science professor at Carnegie Mellon, was asked to give such a lecture, he didn't have to imagine it as his last, since he had recently been diagnosed with terminal cancer. But the lecture he gave, Really Achieving Your Childhood Dreams, wasn't about dying. It was about the importance of overcoming obstacles, of enabling the dreams of others, of seizing every moment, because time is all you have, and you may find one day that you have less than you think. It was a summation of everything Randy had come to believe. It was about living. It was about living. And it ended there. This is, in this book, Randy Posh has combined the humor, inspiration, and intelligence that made his lecture such a phenomenon, and given it an indelible form. It is a book that will be shared for generations to come. So yeah, he was a professor, uh, computer science. human-computer interaction and design at Carnegie Mellon University from 88 to 97. He taught at the University of Virginia. An award-winning teacher and researcher, he worked with the Adobe, Google, Electronic Arts, EA, and Walt Disney's Imagineering and pioneered the Alice Project. So that's him, his kids. But yeah, this is a great story, a great lecture, by the way. But yeah, so this was very moving. This is about, life, what you're going to contribute to your life and to others, and really making a lasting impression on others and living your life to the best that you can and achieving your goals. Because you never know when uh you're not going to have any more time. So yeah, this is a really good book. It's a tearjerker. Um, and it's a good. I mean, he's funny. He has you know, there's funny moments, but then there's sad moments also. But yeah, there's also on YouTube, or there was the in-person lecture was videoed and put up on YouTube. So um, really good book. I I really think it's a short little book, but it's packs a punch. And the humanity, the humanity is about humanity, a human being. Um, anyway, that's all I have to say about that one. But that's definitely one of my all-time faves. And I know I've read it once. I might have read it twice. Um, and the next one I know I've read twice. I might have read this 3 times. I don't know. It's a all these aren't that big of books, but those little books can pack quite a punch into your feelings. But this next one is called Night by Elie Wiesel, and he's a winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. He's a Holocaust survivor, and this book, as short as it is, made me sob. I had to take a break after I read, I think, was it the introduction, the first chapter. It was, it was hard. It's a hard read, just because knowing this is written kind of in a memoir form, but I don't know that it's written like true biographical nonfiction. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. Um, the preface, um, I can't remember which part I was reading. I didn't get very far into it, and I had to stop. And it was just hard. I mean, he survived the Holocaust camp, and it starts out he's the thing. Excuse me, the things going on around him, and then surviving the camp and living his life again and learning how to live outside of captivity and war, and trying to move on, and you've lost your family. um it's just he's written a lot of other things. He's a great, I think he's passed away now, I'm pretty sure. But it's Ellie. And yeah, this book was just phenomenal. It just, you know, cuts to the core of again, I think all these themes with these books is, for me, is like the humanness, the humanity, the the strive to do good, be better, how to, push through some life's tragedies, and how it reflects on others. um, I think is a good theme that I have going with these books. Um, most, I think maybe one I might have not have cried too much, but I know in most of these is going to be some tears, but especially this one, especially Night. It was just, you know, it's great that he survived. Later, he in real life, he married and had a wife, and um In the back of this, it has his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech delivered by Elie Wiesel in Oslo on December 10th, 1986. Says, born in the town of, I don't know how to pronounce it, Sighet, Transylvania, Elie Wiesel was a teenager when he and his family were taken from their home in 1944 to the Auschwitz concentration camp and then Birkenwald. Night is the terrifying record of Elie Wiesel's memories of the death of his family and the death of his own innocence and his despair as a deeply observant Jew confronting the absolute evil of man. This new translation by his wife and most frequent translator, Marion Wiesel, corrects important details and presents the most accurate rendering in the English of Elie Wiesel's testimony to what happened in the camps and of his unforgettable message that his horror must never be allowed to happen again. Um, yeah, he is the author of more than 40 international acclaimed works of fiction and nonfiction. He has been awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the United States of America Congressional Gold Medal, the French Legion of Honor, and in 1986, the Nobel Peace Prize. He is an Andrew W. Mellon Professor in the Humanities and University Professor at Boston University. You know, yeah. So I got this with I don't have the others with me, but after night, he wrote one called Dawn and then Day. So it follows this story after getting through the camp and live. It goes, and I can't remember exactly what those are about. But anyway, this came in like a little box set. With the others, Dawn and Day. And then I also have another one of his I haven't read yet, which I need to get to because he's just a phenomenal writer. His life experience is just amazing. It's amazing that he survived. But yeah, there's Dawn, Day, and then there is let's see, something about dancing. Oh, he has quite a few here. It lists a lot. I don't know what the other one is I have. I have these three and then one other. I'll have to pull that out next time. Or look it up. Anyway, this is just an amazing read. Grab some tissues, their survival, the things that went through, the things that happened at these camps is just, there are no words. But another amazing person, you know. It's so far these two stories I have, they're not made up, this things that really happened. The next two, I have four books total. The next two books, they are just fiction, but they're just some amazing writers in these books that just, touched your heart, mind. And I feel like this book here was really, I mean, this is definitely my all-time fave. I mean, it's going to be forever one of my all-time faves. This is the first book I've read from Fannie Flagg, and the movie Fried Green Tomatoes was coming out, and I um seen that it was a book first, and so I wanted to read it before I seen the movie, and I read it and I loved it, and I love the movie. I love the characters. I love the writing style that she has, and this is Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe by Fannie Flagg, and this is just a great book. It's about friendship, and this is a time in I think it's the 30s, uh, and it's in this um, Alabama, I believe, and it's just a good story. I think it's about friendship and life and the things that are going on, um, in the world around you in your small town. I think this was in 1987 she wrote this. Uh, I think it says 1987. First Valentine book edition. Yeah. So this first is January 1997. So I think this was came out in 97, but she might have written the book in 87. I'm not sure. Anyway, great story. It's about uh folksy and fresh, endearing and affecting. Fried green tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe is now a classic novel of two women in the 19 yeah. So it's a time period thing in the 80s, and then it goes back to flashes back to like I think it's the 30s or the 40s, something like that. I can't remember the exact date, but anyway, two women in the 1980s of gray-haired Mrs. Threadgood telling her life story to Evelyn, who is in a sad slump of middle age. So in the movie, Mrs. Threadgood is played by um, I can't think of her name. Pop it up. Um, and then Evelyn is Kathy Bates. My one of my all-time favorite characters Kathy Bates has ever played is Evelyn Couch. But so Mrs. Threadgood is telling her story to Evelyn. So that's the current present part of the story. And she's going through midlife crisis. Her son is grown and moved out, and it's just her and her husband. And yeah, she's going through menopause, and a lot of stuff's going on with Evelyn. Says the tale she tells is also of two women, of an irrepressibly daredevilish tomboy Iggy. By the way, after I seen this movie, I got a cat. Um, at the time, and it was a little orange cat, and he was so she was so scrawny and little. But she had this little flair about her. I named her Iggy. I named her Iggy Threadgood after this character, and she fit it to a T. Anyway, daredevilish tomboy Iggy and her friend Ruth, who back in the 30s ran a little place in Whistle Stop, Alabama, a southern kind of cafe woebegone, offering good barbecue and good coffee and all kinds of love and laughter, even an occasional murder. And as the past unfolds, the present, for Evelyn and for us, will never be quite the same again. And as the past unfolds, the present, for Evelyn and us, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so it's about Evelyn friendship with Mrs. Threadgood, who they meet in a rest home. She meets in a rest home while going to visit her husband's aunt, and she comes across Mrs. Threadgood, and they start talking, and Mrs. Threadgood starts telling her the story of her life and the people uh, around her, her family, and these two characters of Ruth and Iggy. So the story goes from present and then it goes back to the past with Iggy and Ruth and their friendship, their lifelong friendship, and the help they give each other. Um, and yeah, and then the murder part is about Ruth had ended up getting married and had a baby with her husband, and her husband was abusive, and part of the story goes that Frankie Bennett disappeared. They didn't know what happened. And of course, Ruth and Hidgy didn't care. Um, so this is in the 30s, like it said, and it goes things in the South in the 30s. There's the Ku Klux Klan. Um, there's this two women's friendship. There's both their separate lives that they've went through some traumatic things, and it coming together and helping each other out. And then you have the Evelyn and Mrs. Threadgood in the present day, who Evelyn's going through some things, and Mrs. Threadgood is telling her about her life and trying to help Evelyn out with her present um ails, I guess, of the moment, and trying to get her through. So it's about these two friendships in different times, but really all the same is, helping each other out. But it's a really good story. If you've seen the movie and this is better than the movie, but it's also has the same, it doesn't go veer off too far from the movie, didn't veer off from the story very much at all. I don't, I that I remember. But yeah, fried green tomatoes at the Whistle Stop. And I think in the back it had some recipes. But yeah. So in the back of this book, there is some recipes. Sipsy's recipes, compliments of Evelyn Couch. So you have buttermilk biscuits, skillet cornbread, coconut cream pie, pond pie, and of course you're going to have fried green tomatoes in here. This the just some southern soul food. Um, I do, I, I do like fried green tomatoes. I've had fried green tomatoes. I've made my own fried green tomato. I love fried green tomatoes. So to love the story, the movie, and the actual fried green tomatoes, I love it. I love it all. But that's a good story. Made me cry. It definitely make you laugh. But it's great. And the last one I have is, I just thought about this the other day. I was trying to get 5 books, but um I have one, I can't find it, but I'll put that on the next video whenever I do that for my, I wanted to do my 5 faves, but we only have 4 today. So this one it was an Oprah Book Club book, and then there was a movie about this one also, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I read the book before I seen the movie, and it's got a little wear and tear on my book. But anyway, I was thinking about, you donated it back to Goodwill, but I thought, no, I really enjoyed this. I'll probably read it again. I know I've read it just once, but I will probably at some point read it again because I really enjoyed it. And again, this book, it made you cry, it made you laugh, it made you mad. Yeah, did it all. It was a cute story, also with friendship and um, just trying to get through your life. But this is Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts, and I have another Billy Letts book that I haven't read yet either. But this was a great story. This is about Novalee Nation, who she's pregnant like 9 months, and her baby daddy, they're traveling. I think he's trying to be a country music star. Happens in Oklahoma, the setting. I think all of Billy. Um, the other story have I think it's an Oklahoma um area that it happens in, so she might be from Oklahoma. But yeah, so the main character, Nova Lee Nation, she's going with her baby daddy for probably I don't know where. Um, and I don't know where they came from, if they were in Oklahoma, but she gets dumped out off at a Walmart in Oklahoma. He takes off, and she ends up living in Walmart for a little bit. To No one else is aware that she's living there, and she ends up having her baby in Walmart. And so, rescue comes. They take her to the hospital. They find out that she had this baby. Anyway, all that happens, and um she ends up living with this couple. They invite her to stay because she don't have anybody, family, friends, or anything. And this older couple helps her and her, I don't know, husband or whatever. She's a religious woman, but she wants them to come stay, and so they become her family, and also a lady she meets at the hospital. I don't know if it's a nurse assistant or whatever. They become friends, and she has this baby, and she names it America. Americus, I think, is the name of the baby. But yeah, it's a great story. Again, friendship, um, family, you know, creating a family from what you have of nothing, and um, just getting through life. And there's some disasters that happen along the way. Um, but this is about, says, talk about unlucky sevens. An hour ago, 17-year-old, 7 months pregnant, Novalee Nation was heading for California with her boyfriend. Now she finds herself stranded at a Walmart in Sequoia, Oklahoma, with just $7.77 in change. But Nova Lee is about to discover hidden treasures in the small southwest town. A group of down to earth, deeply caring people willing to help a homeless, jobless girl living secretly in a Walmart. From Bible thumping, blue haired Sister Thelma Husband to eccentric librarian Forney Hull, who loves Nova Lee more than she loves herself, they are about to take her and to you too on a moving, funny, and unforgettable journey. But yeah, so it's just a good and there's a movie, and again, the names are not coming to me, but I know the person. Gosh, what's her face? Pop it up. I'll pop it up because I the woman who plays Sister Thelma Husband. She was in Grease. She was one of the pink ladies. Uh, I My brain's not working today on Monday. Anyway, we'll pop it up. But this is a cute little story. It's just yeah, I read this in 2002. Wow, that's been a while. Need to reread it again. Yeah, it's a great little story. It's not that big of a read. It's like 376 pages, I think. But I loved it. I love the kindness of these strangers that helped this young girl out with her baby, and she had nobody in this small town, and just the things she does to try to improve her life and to want to her baby to have a better life than what she's had. But yeah, so these are really great books. These are my some of my faves, forever faves. um Can't say enough about them. They're tear jerkers. They make you laugh. Some make you cry more than they make you laugh. But those are my four faves for right now. And yeah, those are just like I said. I hope to do another video like this soon. I know I have another book I wanted to put on the spell, but I can't find it. That was House of Sand and Fog. Oh man, that was also a movie, and that was just a great story. That made me cry too. Um, but yeah, so that is it for Book Talk Tuesday. Thanks for coming by. We'll be back here on Book Talk Thursday. I hope my mic worked out well. It changes colors, like I said. I really like this mic. It's cute. Um, Yeah, so Thursday is going to be the first, and I will have some book reviews for my June and July. I have already gotten through a couple more books. Or my garbages. I finished um The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I actually really enjoyed that one. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but it went really well. And I'm almost done with, I started this yesterday. I'm almost done with the Donna Andrews, The Penguin Who Knew Too Much. Nice little cozy mystery. Really liking that one. And today I'm hoping to start The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. So this I'm really excited to getting to read. And I'm still working on it. We're about halfway almost. So I should be done with that. I'm hoping in a week, but trying to get through some of these books because the last book I'll either do back on the 15th. The ones that I'm reading now, the Penguins and these are due on the 7th. So I got to get through those. Then I have some more books on hold at the library. Amazing, right? No. Um, I keep finding books. I don't know how to stop. But yeah, I'll have some more books to pick up. I'll have another library haul too, probably. Um, some really good books. I'm hoping right now I think one or two already, but yeah, I think I have about four or five that should be coming close to getting ready on hold at the library. So we'll check that out. But yeah, so thanks for coming by. And if you cross your fingers and have high hopes, we'll be back here on Thursday. Thanks.